Hello, my name's Nathaly Pacheco,
And my name is Laksmita.
and today we will be discussing a total of 5 topics. The first one being the real Ben Carson scandal.
The second being the recent Fox poll.
The third, the fight for $15 comes to the Republican debate, our editorial.
And our last one being the Obama appealing for immigration.
And our local city news would be how Culver City High School was able to make it as Ocean League champions. So thank you and stay tuned. So let's begin with the real Ben Carson scandal. Laksmita, can you tell me something about this? What is it?
Well, Carson's been claiming that the media is being more harsh on him, but as much as he may protest, there's actually nothing unprecedented about the media vetting a presidential candidate. Carson has been put under scrutiny over whether he misinterpreted certain details in his biography, which was published around 4 decades ago. This includes claims that he was offered a place at West Point and that he stabbed someone in his youth. These alleged misinterpretations tainted his credibility and honesty, which negatively alludes to his character as president.
So what you're telling me here is that this shows that media is acting as a guard dog or a watchdog, and they're making sure that our presidential candidate is a credible person to become a president.
Yeah. However, candidates like Sanders look down upon media for focusing on Carson's biography rather than his policies. But to give the media some credit, the problem with focusing on Carson's policies is that he hardly has one.
Wait. So what you're telling me right here is that people are voting or supporting Ben Carson even though he doesn't have actual policies?
Yeah, they've been supporting him mostly based on his personal narrative. He doesn't have any single defining issue and is instead banking on his appeal of his personal narrative. So it's actually pretty important to make sure that that story is in fact accurate. Looking at his website, for example, we see evidence of his thinner than usual campaign platform. For instance, his platform on healthcare contains just 99 words as opposed to Jeb Bush's 400 words to replace Affordable Care Act. However, Carson did take a step forward on Monday when he finally released more details about his tax plan.
I see.
So hey Nathaly, the weather has been pretty unpredictable lately.
Yeah, do you have any plans this weekend?
Well, I was thinking of going to the beach. Do you know what's the weather going to be like?
Well, yeah. On Saturday, there's going to be lots of sunshine with high 75 degrees and low 54 degrees. On Sunday, it's going to be slightly cloudy with high 65 degrees and low 51 degrees. Then on Monday, the temperature is going to keep being low with a high 66 degrees and low 47 degrees. And then on Tuesday, we're going to be back on track with sunlight with high 71 degrees and low 54 degrees.
Okay, great. Oh, so maybe I should reconsider going to the beach.
Yeah, I think so.
So our next topic is the recent Fox poll. Nathaly, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, well, in this recent Fox poll, a 54% majority of American voters approve of Obama's decision to send a small number of U.S. troops to Syria to help in the fight against the Islamic extremist group ISIS. Polls also suggest that 45% of voters approve of the job Obama is doing currently as president, while in contrast, the 50% total disapprove, leaving 5% undecided. Last month, it was a total of 42% to 53% from October 10th, 12th, 2015. Now, last week, Obama announced that he was sending about 50 special operation forces to Syria, marking the first time U.S. boots will be on the ground there to fight ISIS.
What are their polling methods like?
Well, the Fox News poll is conducted under the joint direction of Anderson Robbins Research and Shaw and Company Research. The method that they are using is telephoning people with live interviewers. The sample that they are using is a random national sample of 1,230 registered voters. The sampling error of this poll shows a 2 to 3% plus or minus. Polls also suggest that Trump is still leading the Republican primary while Carson follows him. For the Democrats, Clinton is in the lead while Bernie Sanders comes in second place. Next we have the fight for $15 comes to the Republican debate in editorial.
So an estimated 1,000 fight for $15 protesters gathered on Tuesday at Milwaukee Auditorium where Republican presidential debate is being held. Nathaly, do you know how this all began?
Yes, well, the fight began with protesters by a handful of fast food workers in 2012 who called for better pay and the right to organize without retaliation. Since then, the cause has been joined by FedEx freight handlers, T-Mobile retail employees, Price Rite retail employers, employees, auto part workers, and farm workers, as well as employees of federal contractors, home care and child care workers, and other low-wage workers. The protesters totaled an estimate in the tens of thousands and vowed to vote for the candidate who represented their cause.
So these protesters really use their political participation powers in the form of protests to affect the political agenda.
Well, yes. In addition to this, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton were among those who had vocalized their support for these protesters.
What about the Republicans?
Well, in contrast, Republican candidates have yet to comment on the need to raise federal minimum wage and to foster unions.
So our next story is about Obama appealing for immigration. Obama will ask Supreme Court to clear the way for his far-reaching overhaul of immigration system, in which the fates of nearly 5 million undocumented immigrants is in question. Last year, Obama already used his executive powers to provide work permits and protection from deportations to immigrants. Conservatives assaulted Obama's actions, claiming that he has exceeded his authority as president.
So this is really reflective of the separation of powers in our government, where each branch is given certain powers which they cannot exceed.
Yeah. The United States Court of Appeals said Monday that immigration program did not follow proper administrative procedures and went beyond the power that Congress authorized for the president. If the Supreme Court agrees to hear the president's case, a ruling could come by next summer.
What happens if the Supreme Court rule against Obama's decision?
Well, legal experts say that a ruling against Obama would scale back presidential powers for generations.
All of us take offense.
And finally, we have some community news for all of you Culver City High School students.
Yeah, what's the story about our football team?
Well, our football team had a really big struggle winning games last year, and that really caused students to not want to participate. However, this year, our football team went from being one of the last place teams in the Ocean League division, and this year they won first place as Ocean League division and are currently going to play on the playoffs tonight.
Wait, I thought they were second place.
They were, but Lawndale had some issue with one of their players where he wasn't supposed to play right away, and they decided to put him in, so they contacted CIF, and CIF said that in order for them to continue playing as a team in general, they had to forfeit 4 games.
Oh wow, well, go Centaurs.
And now that we finished giving you guys all the news, Laksmita, do you know if there's any current events that any of our fellow Culver City High School students should know about?
Well, I feel like ASB has some important news to relay, don't they?
Oh yeah, that's right. Next week, ASB will be hosting a Caltrans Week dedicated to ending distracted driving. For instance, did you know that by simply looking down and not facing the road, you increase your chances of getting into a car accident by 700%?
Wow, I did not know that. Also, if you know any underclassmen who are interested in becoming an attorney or just want to improve in public speaking, join mock trial at room 32 at lunch on Thursdays. We're recruiting this year.
Oh, speaking about recruiting, Culver City High School is again hosting their annual talent show. This year it will be held on December 4th in the Robert Frost Auditorium. However, if any of you guys have any special talents, interests, or just want to show something off to the school, come talk to me and Nathaly Pacheco in order to recruit you guys. Thanks. Now, we hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Nathaly
And Laksmita's.
and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!